Hello and welcome to Gospel Gleanings for this Sunday, February the 25th, 2024. My brothers and sisters, on this second Sunday of Lent, we hear from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 9, verses 2 through 10. Jesus took Peter, James, and John and led them up a high mountain apart by themselves, and he was transfigured before them, and his clothes became dazzling white, such as no fuller on earth could bleach them. Then Elijah appeared to them along with Moses, and they were conversing with Jesus. Then Peter said to Jesus in reply, "Rabbi, it is good that we are here. Let us make 3 tents, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah." He hardly knew what to say. They were so terrified. Then a cloud came, casting a shadow over them. From the cloud came a voice, "This is my beloved Son. Listen to him." Suddenly, looking around, they no longer saw anyone but Jesus alone with them. As they were coming down from the mountain, he charged them not to relate what they had seen to anyone, except when the Son of Man had risen from the dead. So they kept the matter to themselves, questioning what rising from the dead meant. My brothers and sisters, we see in our gospel this weekend Jesus along with Peter, James, and John. They were led up to a high mountain. That high mountain is symbolic of where Jesus does his primary teaching. It also symbolizes the highness, the height of God, and the importance of his message for us. And I think if we are honest with ourselves, we sometimes can be like Peter, James, and John, particularly in the way that Peter suggests that they make 3 tents. You see, they're on this heightened awareness of God's presence. They're having this powerful encounter with God. And in that powerful encounter, instead of taking that encounter and moving forward from that encounter and growing in faith, hope, and love, they wish to remain there instead. Sometimes we camp out in the highs of our spiritual journey, don't we? We seek out these incredible experiences with God, which in itself is not bad. But when we search for these high points and fail to recognize Jesus Christ in the low points or in the ordinary of our daily lives, we begin to miss the point of our spiritual journey, our journey to an encounter with God that consists, yes, of highs, of great moments, impactful moments, moments that resonate with us, but also moments of sorrow, moments of seclusion, moments of struggle. And notice when Peter suggested that they camp out, that they make 3 tents, that's when the cloud came and God proclaimed, "This is my beloved Son. Listen to him." Could it be that Jesus was to lead them down off the mountain and back into their daily lives, enriched by this experience? And it was after this great transfiguration account that they only saw Jesus with them. Their eyes were fixed on Jesus. But a moment ago, they were fixed on remaining at that holy place. It can be a great reminder for us that while we are called to great experiences with God, we also are called to focus our eyes on Jesus. When we take our eyes off Jesus and we begin to worship other good things, even good experiences with our Savior, we begin to fail to realize the richness of our faith. We begin to fail to realize what God has for us in our particular walk toward eternity. And that particular walk, of course, is always communal. We are always journeying as a body. But I think we also should realize that God also desires to commune with us by ourselves, in solitude and silence. He loves us in a very personal and communal way. And he desires for us to love him in a personal, individual, but also a communal way. That is why we go to Mass. We are surrounded by other believers, other members of the faithful. We are called to worship in a communal way, but through silent and private prayer and silence. We are also called to that one-on-one encounter with our Savior. And it's in those one-on-one moments that the Lord can truly speak to us and reveal to us his will. If we are too enamored with the trappings of the encounter, if we are too focused on the externals, what is happening around us, or even the logistics of that great experience with our Lord, we forget the core of our faith, the love of Jesus Christ and the love of neighbor. May we go forth on this second Sunday of Lent and focus our eyes on Jesus, and when we're tempted to remain where we are, remember that we are given a faith that is meant to be shared, that is mobile. May we go spreading the good news of Jesus Christ, keeping our eyes on Jesus, and giving him time and space to speak to us in our hearts. Thank you, and have a wonderful weekend.